my gosh, you guys. I just got this in the mail today and I cannot wait to share it with you. This is a Spek planner and I have wanted one for years and years and years. And it's finally arrived. It's finally here. And I cannot wait to show you and tell you all the things because this is more than just a planner to me. This is a milestone. This is marking a milestone in my career that feels really good and feels like momentum. And many of you that have been around for a while know that I am on this journey, Project 180. I've got a big milestone birthday coming up next year. And I just feel like this is such a beautiful set of synchronicities and magic. And I cannot wait to show you this Spek. So let's dive in. Hello, hello. So I got this morning, FedEx, but I did not have time to open it or unbox it because I have been so busy all day. And so I don't even have the energy to fully set it up right now, but I could not wait to open it. Listen, you guys, do you ever just think like when I hit this milestone, I'm going to celebrate with something that I want to use for the rest of my life? I am so big on trying to, I think because I'm always looking toward the future, I'm also trying to find things that anchor me to the moment that help me to really let it soak in that like you are making progress. You might not be where you want to be yet, but it's all a journey. And so let's mark every single milestone. I have wanted a Spek planner, like I said, for as long as I can remember. If you aren't familiar with this company, it's an Italian family that hand makes these, handcrafts these. They're just gorgeous, true quality leather, and you can customize them in so many beautiful ways. You can widen the planner, you can get rings that are bigger size than what you can find on the typical market. You can get different colors of leather and types of leather on the inside than the outside. You can add a pocket, you can get stiffener. There's just all these different things that you can do. And they have a lot of different sizes. And so over the years, I'm sure I'm not the only one who does this, but sometimes when I'm in a sad mood or I'm daydreaming about the future, I will just go to the Spek website and I will shop it and then I'll close the tab, right? Because I know I'm not ready to make the decision or it's an expensive investment and I want to make sure I'm doing something that I will use for years to come. But I do this sometimes like shopping therapy, right? You go and you shop it, but you don't actually purchase it. I have done that so many times. And even I have a group of friends that I text with. The number of times I have sent them pictures of mock-ups of the Spek planner I want to get is ridiculous. And I have emailed Petra, who runs the company, and well, I don't know if she runs the company, but I think she does. She's definitely the forward-facing person, and said, like, can you show me this leather? What about how these two look together? And I have thought for years about getting a planner from them. And I do actually have one that I got off of Mercari used, but in the pictures, I thought it was bright red and pink, but it's like an orangey coral and pink, which isn't my brand colors. So I'd never set it up. I'm probably going to set it up late summer or this fall, but it wasn't exactly my dream planner because of the colors. So I was like, okay, someday I'm going to buy and design my own. But on the Spek website, the only purple, and if you know my Sarra Cannon brand, I guess some of you are going to be new here. So welcome to this channel. I feel like I'm always just talking to my friends. So some of you are my new friends. I am an author and I am a YouTuber and I teach courses and things like that. And that side of my business, Heart Breathings, has like pink, red, navy blue kind of brand. But my author career, my writing is all purple and black, and it's witchy and zombies and witches and portal fantasy and twists and turns. And I just wanted something that matches this side of the brand because the milestone that I'm celebrating, I can't fully share with you, but it is signing a contract that has brought in some money that is leading toward the potential of something I have dreamed of for a long time. And that's all I will say about that. But I wanted this money to go to something that marks the milestone of this step on the journey, this stepping stone, and how important it is and how beautiful it is. And what else came out that was so synchronous about this is that the purple on the Spek website is, I think it's called Rhapsody. It is beautiful, but it's dark purple. And I would like to get a planner like that, but I really wanted to do something in my main brand colors with this black and purple, but the main purple is too dark. There's not enough contrast. It wasn't exactly what I wanted. But then they came out just for the month of June with their June monthly planner. They always do like a color of the month. So they sent me a sample of the color of a month for the month of July, which is Janet Leather Light Blue. So this is the month of July. You won't be able to get this normally. So they have a series of leathers that are, they're like normal stock leathers. And then they have colors of the month. So when I got this contract and I thought, this is what I'm going to do is buy a VanderSpek, I went and looked and they had this beautiful like nubuck. I think it's called Lila or something like that. I'll put it up on the screen for you. This very light purple, which just is perfect for my brands. And then it also came in this speckled like metallic. And I did not order these paper clips, but I think they came free because they're celebrating their anniversary this year. So thank you for that. That was a very exciting surprise. So this gives you a sneak peek. These leathers are very different. This Janet leather is like a buttery, smooth, soft leather. And this leather feels more kind of like a suede leather. It's like less smooth and a little bit more textured. It's really beautiful. But I could not believe my luck that the minute I wanted to order one and I was going to go look at all the options, they had a light purple. So beautiful. They also always send this little card that says, "Hi, I'm your new VDS planner." The website is vdsshop.com, I believe. And then they have their logo on the back here. The other beautiful like synchronicity right now is that because of their anniversary, they have a logo that has a crown on it. And my word of the year this year is sovereign. So I've been looking for these sort of crown queen imagery, and it just feels like, okay, this is proof and evidence in my mind that all my dreams are coming true. I just have to stay the course. And it may not be here yet, but I'm going to celebrate every step along the way. And so this is part of that. And I cried when this came in. And it's about the planner and it's about the dream, but it's also about what it represents to me. So you might be thinking that does not look like an A5 size planner, and it is not. I always thought that when I ordered a VDS, it would be an A5 planner. But I didn't get an A5. I got a traveler's notebook size. And here's why. One, I wanted a notebook that is going to, because of this specific purpose of my author career and where I'm going with it, I wanted a specific traveler's notebook or a specific notebook that I could use to put all of my, like, I'm learning Facebook ads. I'm going to try a Kickstarter. I've got new marketing stuff that I'm trying and I'm experimenting. I'm going to experimental mode back kind of like I was in the early days of my indie career when I was most successful. And I'm trying to just really try new things and get myself out there more. And so this planner represents that for me. And when I started thinking about it, my everyday planner is an A5, but I have a lot of A5 binders, like a lot. And when I use them, sometimes I use 4 or 5 a year, or sometimes one different one a month. But even then, using 12 throughout the year, you're only using it for 1 month and then it goes back on the shelf. And I didn't want to set up my brainstorming notebook as something that would either be difficult or have a really big footprint. Because like when you open an A5 binder, it takes up a large part of your desk. I want it to be something that feels more portable that can sit out on my desk. But also I didn't want to feel like something I already have a lot of and would have to be like choosing this instead of one of my other collection. It's like having a favorite child and you don't want to pick your favorite child. So I got a traveler's notebook size. I only have one other traveler's notebook, which is this Kiki K Life is Wonderful, which the OGs will recognize this design. I have this in an A5 binder too with the dragonfly, but this does not have any kind of pockets to set up. I did put a pocket in here, but it doesn't have my favorite thing to do, which is like set up the pockets with a bunch of ephemera and stickers and different things like that. Also, side note, I will cover this in hopefully an upcoming notebook challenge video, but how cute is this? This is my word of the year, sovereign. And this is me with a crown on my head. Thank you to Lacey Sampson for sending me this because I just got this in my mail this week, a bunch of stickers, and she made my whole family, like there's Stevie stickers and Andrew stickers and family stickers and me with a crown. And there are so many signs that things are moving in the right direction, and the kindness of everybody here in our community and the creativity just blows me away. So anyway, I have this sterling ink in one like standard size traveler's notebook planner from 2025. I bought this last year and I did use it some, but I didn't use the whole thing. I used only to page like 106, but I liked this size. I just didn't keep up with the journaling. And so I started thinking, you know what, this would be the perfect size to like sit on my desk or to have on my bed when I'm taking a bunch of notes and thinking through Facebook ads or Kickstarters or, anything like that. But this particular cover is not exactly what I want because I want to be able to put multiple, not just one planner in there and to be able to customize it more. So that's how I landed on the traveler's notebook size. So we are going to open this up and I can't wait to show you. So this is the box. It has the VanderSpek logo on it so that you can keep this archived and protected. And then we have a beautiful bag. They did send, it looks like, some extra elastics as well. And you've got the gold VanderSpek on the top with the VanderSpek here. So you've got the dust bag if you want to archive or put it away for a little bit of time. And then, oh my gosh. Now they have a lot of different black leathers on their site. They have leathers that are really textured and leathers that are really soft and buttery smooth and ones that are more like this sort of suede kind of feel. I got ostrich leather and I really went back and forth on the different ones. But for me, when I started thinking about the sort of badass vibes of what I want to be as an author, what would symbolize what I want my career to feel like, who I want to be as an author, this just felt like the perfect leather. And I'm so, so excited to have it because it just feels like my brand and it feels like a milestone. I don't know how to explain what I'm feeling. But anyway, this is ostrich leather with a lot of quilling on it. And so that is like little upraised bumps that come from the ostrich quills. I did get the contrast stitching. So I have the light purple stitching all along the back. And I also got the contrast pin loop. So these are tons of customizations you could do. I did get the expanded pin loop. I got it bigger than normal because I'm going to be putting a fountain pen that's kind of thick inside here. So, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Look at this. Oh, it's so cute. I just love it. It's very like, I don't know how to explain it. I love it. And then we open it up and I knew from watching some YouTube videos, so I did add the back pocket and with this type of leather, which is a little bit stiffer, that it's not going to fully lay flat. So I knew that was going to happen, but I think that once it's full, it will lay flatter. But here's that other synchronicity is I was able to get the blind emboss with the crown. And so I feel like even if I open this planner up 20 years from now, I'm going to see that crown and I'm going to think about this year that was my sovereign year, that was Project 180, that was turning my life around, that was getting my book selling again and writing more and living in joy and all the things that I'm focused on. And this will just forever be an external symbol of that. Like, how beautiful is this, you guys? It's very tactile and I don't know, it just feels exactly like me. So I got the contrast stitching here. You've got the purple stitching on the inside, but then on the purple leather, the nubuck, we have the black stitching. Then we have 4 elastics. And we also have a full size pocket here, a half pocket, 2 credit card slips, and then they always sew this VanderSpek tag in there. Then you've got the back pocket here, a secretarial pocket here with another half pocket, and the big pocket in the back. And I think this big pocket will be perfect for putting stickers and photos and other things that I want to put in there. I am so excited to set this up. So what is going in this planner? I already am ready to go. I didn't know this was going to arrive so fast, but when you buy the leather of the month, it ships more quickly. Like sometimes it can take 6 weeks or more for your planner to come since they're all handmade. So I was very patient. I just was letting go of any timeline. And I'm so excited I have this because I'm going to my retreat with my mastermind. I'm in a higher level mastermind and I get to go to Minneapolis, St. Paul next week to be with them. And now I get to take my new planner. I could just cry. It just feels like the perfect thing. Oh my gosh, I just touched my face. So I'm like, Sarah, do not get makeup on this planner. So here's what's going in it. I already purchased a brand new sterling ink in the Koji paper. And this is just their 272 page size, because when I was kind of testing, so this one is their planner, like their yearly planner, but I was thinking, I don't think I want such a big planner because I want to be able to put different things in there besides just the main notebook. So I got the smaller one and I got it with the white edges because I knew that I was going to have these hardware that's silver and I didn't want it to contrast too much, although there's going to be some gold stuff in there too. I did get the cover, although I kind of like the way that just the plain notebook looks. What I'll do is I'll put the elastic into the cover and then put the planner inside so that the elastic is not bumping up the planner and it'll lay flat. But I don't know what paper or decorative paper I want to go in here. So for example, with this sterling ink, this is also just a black planner, but I put the backing paper inside the plastic cover. So I'm not sure. I wish I had, maybe I could make something on Canva that is maybe like a silver and purple crown that could go on here. I don't know. We'll look at that later. I also went ahead and purchased on Amazon just this craft folder, but I have to tell you, it's kind of driving me crazy every time I open it because it doesn't line up perfectly, but I know you won't notice it once it's around a planner, but this was inexpensive anyway. And I'll probably decorate this, like paint it or something. I also got this plastic insert that has 3 credit card slots, a half pocket, and a zipper. I got from the Traveler's Notebook company, I got an undated monthly. So it has 12, I think, months, and then it also has just some blank pages. I just thought in case I want to track Project Phoenix stuff or marketing or newsletter, I could do that in here. And then I also grabbed a pack of, this was not Traveler's Company, these were just like random Amazon purchase of some grid paper ones. So I thought I could section these out, like daydreaming, experimental stuff here, but maybe like I've purchased a Facebook ads course on Kickstarter ads and then a Facebook ads course for books. And so maybe I take Facebook ad notes in here so I can reference them, but then everything I'm experimenting and trying is in my other notebook. So that kind of thing. But I need to set it up. I'm so excited to play with it. And because I have been recording and in meetings all day, I don't have the energy to record the setup process right now. So I just wanted to open it and show you guys. I was so excited to share this with you. I'm so in love. This is exactly what I had in mind and exactly what I wanted. And the quality is just beautiful. And I'm so excited for it. So I'm going to take this upstairs and snuggle my daughter, and we're going to watch some TV together. And I'm going to kind of start setting it up and playing around with some of the ephemera I have and other things. And I will be back in a blink of an eye for you, maybe a couple of days for me. And I'll show you how we're setting this up. I'm so happy, you guys. Let this be your own sign and your reminder that for every milestone, even if somebody else would say it was silly to celebrate that, celebrate every milestone along the way, because we need those markers to remind ourselves, because you're never going to fully arrive. You're never going to be at the point where you're like, I've made it now and forever, right? There's always another level. There's always something you need to sustain. There's always something that isn't exactly how you expected or isn't quite where you want it to be. That's just the nature of life. But if we can celebrate the milestones and take joy along the way, you don't have to buy a fancy planner to, memorialize it, but just internally giving yourself that high five and saying you did it is so important. So this is my external high five. All right, I'll see you guys again in a bit. Hello, I have a setup planner here. You guys, I'm so in love with this size. I feel like this is going to be a planner I really truly believe that I'm going to use for years and years to come. And it brings me so much joy every time I see it. Originally, I had planned on setting it up with you and kind of talking through the setup. But what happened was I ended up going on a trip to Minneapolis for a mastermind retreat, and I had no time before I left to do a video where I was sitting down. So I just set it up as quickly as I could while I was doing other things or talking to the kids or, whatever. And I wasn't able to record it. So we're going to do a flip through instead. And you can see how chunky it is when it's set up, but this is only using 3 of the bands. So I could fit another notebook in here and it would fit nicely. But what I have on the outside is I found this beautiful dragonfly charm in my stash, and I had never actually used it before. So this is perfect. It just has these little black gems and it has that dark metal, and it looked perfect. So I just took a pair of pliers, like jewelry pliers, and added it to the little string here. Then I also did have the pin loop upgraded in size so that I could fit chunkier fountain pins in here. So I have the Benu Talisman. This one does glow in the dark, and I really love this, and the dark purple flex. This is one of my favorite fountain pins, but I also have been switching out the Pilot Kakuno, which writes to me, even though this is a much cheaper fountain pen, I just really like the way this one writes, but I also have it inked up with a turquoise ink. And then I have the Pilot or the Zebra Sarasa clip pen with a zebra mark on interior. And I just really like this one if I'm going to be highlighting a lot of stuff. So I've been keeping that in my little pen case that I took with me. But otherwise, I'm excited to show you guys the full setup of this. So like I said, I had it set up for this mastermind, and I'm definitely going to add one more notebook to it, but I'll at least show you what I have in here so far. So one of my favorite things in the world is setting up the pockets for planners like this to be as decorative and bring it in as much joy to me as possible. So I did, obviously we don't have as much real estate to work with here as one of my bigger planners, but I really did enjoy setting this up. And then I went through my stash of scrapbook papers, which I don't think I have purchased any scrapbook paper since we moved into this house over 4 years ago. So these are all older papers. Most of them I got from Michael's or from just like planner meetups and things like that. This one definitely came from Michael's. So there are a lot of roses in my Shadow Demon saga, which I'm currently writing a spinoff for, and I'm going to be working on book 12 coming up soon. So I love the idea that I found some roses. Plus, this so perfectly matches my branding. And I know the color is going to look a little muted because of the lights with this plastic, but you can kind of see it a little bit better here. I just could not believe that I found something so perfectly my branding colors with the navy and the purple. So I was very excited to find that scrapbook paper, and I basically just slid one piece of it into the back pocket here. And then I had this little Starbucks. This is like an ephemera from one of the Planner Press digital dash boxes. March, like 2018, 2019, something like that. So it's old, but I found it in my stash. I didn't buy anything new for the setup here other than the notebooks, but I love pulling things from my drawers and just mixing them up in new ways. This little bow came from a Etsy shop that isn't around anymore, but this purple is really my like brand color. So if you see, this is my logo. It's like almost a perfect match. Then I grabbed some more of that backing paper and put it in a couple of other pockets here. I put my book cover. This is the book I'm currently working on, some Broken Chapter Society things, this little Hello Kitty clip. I cannot remember where this came from. An Etsy shop, surely somewhere. I'll see if I can link it in the comments. And then another Broken Chapter Society. And then I do have another couple. This is book 3 of my Shadow Demon saga. And this is Sacrifice Me, which is the final book of that series. So some published books, some unpublished books, but I feel like the vibe is very Sarra Cannon author coded, which is perfect because I'm using this planner to keep up with all my notes for how I'm going to be coming back to life as an author. And it feels really good to know that I've got a space to do that and to daydream. I will also say that taking this with me, I mean, I know this size is called Traveler's Notebook, so you would think it would be perfect for travel, and it really, really was. Like even taking my B6s and other things like that, I really enjoyed the dimensions of this because it fit perfectly even on the plane. I had it open and I was taking notes and journaling the entire time I was on the plane, both there and back, sitting on the couch and taking notes with my friends and meetings and even pulling it out on the dinner table. I love that you have all the space of the height, but it doesn't have as big of a footprint as a lot of planners like an Erin Condren planner or a Happy Planner or anything like that. So currently I have 3 notebooks in here. In the back pockets, I really just have a transparent sticky note and a few little stickers. And then I did, like I mentioned, upgrade this full back pocket here. So I just have some dot stickers and some Planner Kate icon stickers that I was using. This will probably shift according to what I'm using this planner for. So this was for travel, but while I'm sitting at home, I might put different kinds of stickers in there. But the 3 notebooks that I have are the Sterling Ink Koji paper 272 page notebook that I also got the cover on cover for, like the plastic cover. Then I have this insert that is just from Amazon. It was very inexpensive, less than $5, I think, that has a zip sticker or a zip pocket, and I have stickers inside. And then on this side, it has 3 credit card slots and then a big open slot here that I just threw some stickers in. I definitely want to pretty this up a little bit more, but this is a vision board that earlier this year, I got this phone, which is the Samsung Z Flip 7, and I love the GIF on the cover. I love being able to put a charm on here. I love the size of this phone, but I always use clear covers, and then I started putting stickers in the back, and then I realized I could do a collage of a vision board on the back. So I've been making vision boards all year for this. This was not my first one, but this was the one that I had probably on like April, May. So just for this next quarter, I switched it out. So I took the vision board, I just made it on an index card and stuck it here. So that worked out really nicely. I'll talk about this notebook in a minute, but this one, I also found some scrapbook paper. This came from, I think, Honeybee Shop, maybe. And I loved this sort of galaxy vibe. I did glue it on and it's not staying, so I think I might have to tape it, but we'll see how that goes. I also glued some on the interior, but I didn't quite measure it perfectly, but this is actually just another paper from that set. This is a Travelers Company insert that is their monthly undated insert. So you have an overview of the months like this for the whole year. And that's kind of similar to what you find at the beginning of a Hoponichi, where you have that year overview, and then you have the months. And I went through and just added some stickers that I had gotten from Sticker Guru, which is out of business now, but went ahead and put some of the months in here to go ahead and start pre-planning for the future. I haven't done anything with it, but I did add my stickers while I was watching TV. And then that same paper on the back, and then the folder. Then we have another one that was a craft folder. It was just that craft material. And I put this scrapbook paper on the front just using glue. And then on the inside, I painted it. So I just took some of our little acrylic paints that Evie uses all the time to paint with, and I painted it purple. And I probably did 2 coats, so it's not perfect, but I still think it's cute. I put a little sticker here. I put my business card here, some washi tape. This little Sarah is from Lacey at Studio Adorkable. Her shop also is no longer open, but she made these and sent these to me recently, and I'm obsessed, and I'll show you another one. So this is like a little me with a crown. You guys, I can't even, the joy that you guys bring to me and the way that you shower me with love means the world to me. I just really, really love and appreciate you guys. So I have a little Keroppi sticker, some Planner Kate stickers that fit perfectly in there. And then I have another paper that came from the same set as this in the Michael's book that I used for this one. Look how pretty this is. It looks like I could have painted that. And then this is just what I use to close my books up when I'm signing them and I'm putting, like, wrapping them. So I just put that here. Then I have some black roses on this side. And then I have all my notes from the trip, which I love. I just love taking notes and taking pictures. I took my little, I don't want to show you some of the notes because there's some private plans in there for some of it, but I did take my little printer and I had some photos that I took that I was taking as we were going. Let me see if I can kind of grab one and show you sort of what that looks like without showing secret stuff. So I don't know that I have anything, but you can kind of see this part of it here where we took pictures and I was able to print them out while we were sitting there with that little printer, the faux memo printer, and that was really fun. But these inserts were not very expensive. There's also not a ton of pages in it, but I think that they work really well for this particular purpose. And I like the graph paper. You can see I got some fountain pen ink on there, but I think this will be a good solution and I'll probably just buy a bunch of them. I think they came in a 3-pack, so I'll probably use them. Here's one of those sticker sheets that Lacey sent to me. There's a few of them, like, so cute. And my word of the year is sovereign. Like, how cute is this with a little boba tea and just the detail of the fact that I always get taro milk tea, which always has purple. Here's me with my little Hardy writer hat and my planner and a little cherry charm. Like, every little detail is just perfect. And my little keyboard. I just love you, Lacey. Thank you. Thank you so much for that gift. Just incredible. So then I painted the back part, and then this paper wasn't quite big enough to fit all the way around, so I just threw a piece of washi tape on it, and there's not much in the back here. Then we're going to flip back to the first notebook because this is really where I'm going to spend probably a majority of my time. You can see there is another band here, so I'm probably going to add, I have more of these notebooks, so I just need to cover one with paper and throw it on here. This one is going to be, the monthly one is going to be strategy planning specifically for book releases, promos, audiobook releases, different things like that. I want to run a Kickstarter. I was hoping to do one this year, but I think it's going to be next year for my Shadow Demon saga. So I want to get all of that planned and like overview here. This is right now just notes on strategy and things like that, but I'm really thinking through how would I need to use other ones. So I think this third notebook here is going to be for the courses that I'm taking and the people that I'm talking to that are going to help me learn how to do some Facebook ads. And I'm really excited to kind of dive into some of that advertising, dive into some of the Kickstarters and things like that. So I love to have different notebooks for different topics. It works really well for my brain to compartmentalize things like that. So I might have, once this one's done with strategy notes, I might have one for Kickstarter or special editions or a Shopify store, one for strategy with my schedule, one for specifically Facebook ads. And then this first one, I have almost been, you know, that feeling when you've got a notebook that you love and you're just scared to write in it because you just want it to be perfect. I've had a little bit of fear, so I need to just dive in with this one. This is the Koji Paper Traveler's Notebook from Sterling Ink. And I just went through my collection of washi tape and figured out ones that I thought kind of matched this overall vibe. And look how it turned out, you guys. Like this one silver keeps kind of coming up, so I might have to tape it down a little bit more, glue it. But I think this turned out so beautiful. It very much matches the vibe of like Throne of Thorns and my new series. And I love it so much. And I've got to tell you, the more that I can do things that bring me joy, even when I just look at it, like takes my breath away or makes me feel happy in some way or inspires me, it just adds to the experience and it takes away a lot of the fear I have going into things. And it makes me feel playful and excited rather than like everything is so serious, and I just need more of that in my life. So this is another one of Lacey's stickers that she gave me with the boba and the writing. And she gave me a few that are in die cut. So I just taped it down on here. And it just brings me so much joy. I literally cried. Thank you again, Lacey. She also gave me this bigger sticker that says in my Sarra era. And so I try not to use them because I want to keep them forever. So I have just put them in the back here along with the Broken Chapter Society sticker. And then there's nothing in this at all. I think I put some washi tape down just to kind of, I was thinking about taking notes in this and decided to go back here because I keep going back and forth on how I want to use it because the perfect notebook deserves the perfect theme or subject. I think since I've got the monthly layout of strategy and I have one for brainstorming and notes, I'm probably, like I said, going to have one specifically for Facebook ads that I can tab and I can come back to when I'm looking at the things that I learned. So what is this one for? I don't fully know, but I think first, this one is going to be daydreaming a little bit about like, I started writing professionally in 2010. At that point, I had already finished at least two full-length novels and a lot of short stories, but I published my third full-length novel was the first book I published called Beautiful Demons. And it has been 16 years of publishing, and it has been a very successful venture for me. I've sold over 1 million books. However, the majority of that million books was sold in the years 2010 to 2016. And it's not like the last 10 years haven't also been great. Like I've still sold hundreds of thousands of books, but it's just my focus has been split. 2 kids, 2 businesses, all this other pressure that comes along with being an entrepreneur for so long and trying to maintain it. The industry has shifted so much in ways that are both good and bad. And I just started to take everything so seriously. And I think that where I am in my career right now is I want to be back to that place. I think for the past 4 years, I've been trying to get back to this place of just pure joy, loving the story again, trusting my instincts, writing every day, being a full-time writer. And this is where I feel like that journey begins. This notebook is not for notes about what I'm writing, but rather notes about how I'm going to get those books in the hands of readers and what I can do to make it fun. So, like I said, Kickstarter, special editions, Broken Chapter Society, things like that. And I have another notebook that was for Broken Chapter Society that I really like and I set up and I've been taking notes in it. So this one might actually now become my new Broken Chapter Society, which is my membership for my readers of my books. Or it might just become a daydream of like almost like a vision board or vision notebook, daydreaming about all the things that I could do with my career, as well as the gratitude that I have for every fan that joins my group, for every fan that reads my books, for everybody that shares my books, and just kind of allow this to be a place where I play. But I already am caught up in that perfectionism of like wanting to make it the most perfect, beautiful notebook, which is so ironic because you spend, it's not like this is super expensive, but it's an investment. This notebook is probably 30 plus dollars. It is pretty expensive. Whereas this one is was maybe $3. And so it was so much easier to just get started writing in it. But if we're going to invest in a nicer notebook, we got to be not afraid to use it. So this is my next big thing, is kind of playing around and deciding exactly what this one will be. I did set these first. I was thinking maybe these first couple of pages would be some kind of index, and then we'd start, because these pages are numbered. I did cover it with washi tape on this page, but so I might do an index here, and then I'm going to use a lot of tabs to keep track of where things are written down inside here. So I will keep you guys updated on what I decide to do with it. Many of you on Instagram and in email asked for a mid-year planner lineup. And even though we're going into August, so we're past mid-year, I will happily create that video for you. I actually just ordered a new Erin Condren planner, the parent planner, for keeping track of my son's high school assignments and my daughter's stuff. And I'm on the PTA. So I've got a new planner coming in. So as soon as that gets here, which should be by the end of this week, I hope, I will record a full mid-year planner lineup, and you can see what things I was using at the beginning of the year that I'm still using, and it'll be kind of like a notebook challenge, and we will just hang out and enjoy some time together. But let me know what you think of the ostrich leather, the beautiful Vanderspek, and the way that I have it set up. What would you use these notebooks for? Or if you had a traveler's notebook, or if you do have one, what do you use it for? And I am going to have more planner content, more Project 180 content coming. And I got to always make sure how this gets on, because that charm will turn around. But also, if there's anything specific that you've been missing, I know some of you have mentioned missing the notebook challenge, let me know. We're going to do a lot of fun stuff leading up to the Preptober season, and then official rough draft challenge in November. I will be speaking this year at Author Nation. So in the middle of November, I will be in Las Vegas for an entire week. So I'm not sure about daily vlogs during that, but I have some other ideas for daily shorts and things that I'm going to do. But I also want to do an in-home writing retreat for you guys, where I'm going to hopefully be finishing my second book in the Shadow Game series, A Throne of Thorns. But overall, you guys, I'm just feeling totally rejuvenated and excited for the future. And I hope that you can tell that in the content. If you are new here, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I am on my journey to 100,000 subscribers and determined to get that play button. So hit the subscribe button and come support me and come hang out with us in the Heart Breathings writing community. If you are an author or you are working on a book and you would like to self-publish it and find success, remember that Publish and Thrive is also open for enrollment. And this is the last enrollment of the year. Once you're in, though, you're in for a lifetime. You get all the updates for free, all the live streams for free. Most of the course is pre-recorded, and you get to keep all of that as well as any updates for lifetime. So go ahead and jump in if you're thinking you're ready for it, because I'm not sure if I'm going to offer it again in February. Things could be a little bit up in the air for next year. So if you know you want to take it, definitely come jump in with us now, and then you get lifetime access to go at your own pace. I would love to see you guys. We already have a really great group coming in for the course this year. We are on a new platform called Kajabi, and I'm really excited to run the class over there. Let me know what you guys think of the new planner. It's like every time I open this particular spread, I'm so in love with it, but the whole vibe, I just love. I could just carry this around with me every single day. And I'll show you in the other mid-year planner lineup what it looks like with a third notebook in, because it does get kind of chunky, but it just feels so satisfying to have it. So, all right, you guys, that's it for today. I super love you. Thanks for being here. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in my next video coming up soon. Bye.